Romeo Beckham, the second-born of the legendary footballer David Beckham, and the ever-iconic fashion mogul Victoria Beckham, had always taken pride in being the cool sibling. Sure, Brooklyn had his artsy photography, Cruz had his music, and Harper was undoubtedly the princess of the family. But Romeo? He had football, charm, and the effortless ability to rock a buzz cut and designer fashion at the same time. At least, that's what he thought. Unfortunately for him, his parents, particularly his mischievous father and ever-sassy mother, loved finding ways to bring him back down to earth. And when an opportunity presented itself, neither could resist. The haircut debacle. It all started on a lazy Sunday morning at the Beckham estate. David was scrolling through old pictures on his phone when he stumbled upon an old shot of Romeo at age 13. Awkward, braces, and sporting a haircut that could only be described as a regrettable half-buzz, half-ball situation. David burst out laughing. "What?" Victoria asked, sipping her green juice, already knowing from the sheer glee on her husband's face that someone, most likely one of their children, was about to be roasted. "Look at this," David chuckled, passing his phone over. Romeo, age 13, thinking he was a style icon. Victoria gasped dramatically, then dissolved into laughter. "Oh my God, why did we let him do that?" Better question, why did he think it looked good? Romeo, who had just strolled into the kitchen in sweatpants and a hoodie, paused mid-step. "Why do I feel like I'm about to be slandered?" David turned his phone around. "Remember this, mate?" Romeo squinted at the picture and immediately regretted it. "Oh, come on. That was like 10 years ago." Victoria wasn't about to let this slide. "Darling, this was a crime against fashion. And against your own head, really." Romeo groaned. "You guys act like you didn't make bad choices when you were younger. Dad had cornrows once, remember?" David gasped, clutching his chest. "That was iconic." "It was a tragedy," Romeo shot back. "Oh, so you're an expert now?" Victoria teased. "Because I seem to recall a certain someone trying to bring back frosted tips in 2021. David howled with laughter. "Oh, that's true." Romeo groaned again. "I swear, I need to move out." Instagram embarrassment. David and Victoria's playful ribbing didn't just happen in private. It was a full-time, publicly documented event. Later that day, Victoria decided to bless the world with the infamous throwback. She posted it on her Instagram story with the caption, "Romeo thought he was him, but he was not. Love you, darling at Romeo Beckham." The internet exploded. David joined in, commenting, "Still better than Brooklyn's Mohawk phase, tough." Even Brooklyn replied, "Hey, at least mine was intentional." Romeo, of course, had no choice but to reply in the comments, "You guys are literally the worst." Harper, meanwhile, sent the ultimate betrayal, laughing emojis. The football prank. Of course, it wasn't just fashion where Romeo found himself on the receiving end of Beckham teasing. His football career, too, was prime material. Romeo had been training hard, playing for Brentford B, and following in his dad's footsteps. But David Beckham, arguably one of the greatest footballers of all time, could not resist an opportunity to remind his son of who the real pro was. One evening, while the family was gathered for dinner, David leaned back with a smug grin. "So, Romeo, heard you trying to do a free kick like me the other day." Romeo rolled his eyes. "Yeah, and?" Victoria, already laughing, pointed at David. "Don't let him bait you." David pulled out his phone. "Let's just watch the footage, shall we?" Romeo's teammates had filmed the attempt. He had lined up his shot perfectly, bent it like Beckham, and sent the ball soaring over the goalpost and into the bushes. Victoria howled. Okay, first of all," Romeo defended, "it was windy." David was in tears from laughter. "Windy? It looked like you were trying to score in a different postcode. Harper, giggling, added, maybe he was aiming for a bird. Even Brooklyn chimed in from his seat. Honestly, you should get an assist for that tree you hit. Romeo groaned. I hate this family. David wiped away a fake tear. Don't worry, son. We'll frame this moment forever. And just like that, Victoria posted the clip to her Instagram story with the caption. Romeo tried to bend it, but this was more like a straight-up eviction notice for the ball. The memes that followed were merciless. Sweet revenge. Of course, Romeo wasn't one to just take the teasing lying down. A few weeks later, he got his revenge in the best way possible. David had been practicing in their backyard, trying to show off his still impressive skills when he slipped, flat on his back.